So hello everyone, my name is Ali and I love to talk about all things makeup and skincare. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created this look here using the new Patrick Ta Major Headlines collection. I picked out a couple of things from the new collection, one of the blush duos and a lip liner and lipstick. So I'm going to show you how those applied and tell you my thoughts on them, but I'm also going to show you how I created, the rest of my makeup as well. So it's a little bit of a makeup tutorial and review video in one. So this look is actually something that's really different from me, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I took inspiration from two lovely ladies. The first one is Katie Jane Hughes. She is one of my favorite makeup artists out there. I'll make sure to link her Instagram down below, but you'll be scrolling for hours and you'll just be so inspired. But she has done a couple of looks doing this pink and red color combo, and I just really was drawn to them. And secondly, I want to mention Matilda on Video. She does those beautiful, aesthetically pleasing flat lay videos, and she is truly beauty obsessed. She has great reviews and recommendations. I'll make sure to link her channel down below as well. But she always talks about how she loves a fresh face and pink cheeks and a red lip. So she also inspired me by this look as well. So I did my skincare routine about an hour ago. So while all my skincare has sunken in, my skin's starting to feel a little bit dry. So I'm just going to do a spray with this Glow Recipe Mist. And then I'm going to move on to primers after that sunk into my skin. So for my base, I want it to look really fresh and really just evened out, but not a whole ton of coverage. And to sort of create that glowy look underneath my foundation, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is actually one of my favorite makeup products of all time. I use it nearly every single day under makeup and over top as a highlight, and it is just really gorgeous. I'm just going to put it on the perimeters of my face today, just so it's not glowy absolutely everywhere. I don't want to look too shiny. I just want it to look nice and natural. For my foundation today, I'm going to use one which is still a little bit more new to me, and that is the Shiseido Syncro-Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. If you saw my last video, which was a full face of luxury first impressions, you would have seen me try this out for the first time, and I really fell in love with it. So I'm just going to take a pump of that, maybe like a pump and a half to begin with, and I use the shade 200 Linen. I'm just going to dot that primarily where I sort of need to cover up a little bit of redness. I don't want to go too overboard with this because, again, I want the skin to look really nice and fresh. So I'm being quite minimal with application at the beginning. And then I'm just patting that out with a dampened beauty blender. Before I go in with my concealer, I am just going to color correct with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Banish Corrector. I have it in the medium shade, which is really great for correcting dark under eye circles. And even though I want this look to be really nice and natural, I definitely want to just correct before I go in with a concealer because my dark circles are quite severe at the moment. For concealer, I'm going to use one that I also discovered in my full face of luxury first impressions, and that is the Pat McGrath Concealer. After I wore this for a full day when I was doing that first impressions video, I actually just went on Pat's website and ordered another shade because I was so impressed with it, and they still had that 20% off sale. So it was a good time to pick it up, and yeah, I just really like this formulation because it's full coverage, but it's really skin-like and natural looking. So I'm being a bit more minimal with application because it is, really full coverage. It has a really nice formula where you can layer it up. It's just really nice and skin-like and doesn't look cakey. So to create a more flawless looking complexion that's still really nice and natural, I'm just going to really carefully spot conceal. But to do that, I'm going to have to mix some concealers up. This one's the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer. It's just in a slightly deeper shade, a bit deeper than my skin tone at the moment. So I'm just going to mix in a little bit of that Pat McGrath, which is a little bit lighter than my skin tone at the moment, just so I can get the perfect shade for me. And then I'm actually just going to spot conceal using this detail eye brush, sort of like a thin eyeliner brush, just so I can be really precise and not over apply where I don't need any more coverage. To set where I put concealer, I'm going to use the By Terry Tinted Hydra powder in the shade Rosy Light, which is this light pink one, which is really great for adding some additional brightness to your complexion. But I'm just going to be minimal with this and just tap it over only the places where I put concealer, so the rest of my face can still look nice and dewy. But this powder is really, really great if you do have drier skin, because it's a powder that doesn't really look like a powder. It just looks really nice and natural. For this look, when it comes to contouring or bronzing, it's really, really minimal. I'll make sure to put some inspo photos up on the screen here so you can see what I mean. But in those photos, it sort of looks like there's not a lot of sculpting done. I personally would like just a little bit of sculpting done to my face before I go in with the blush. So I'm just going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. This is in the light shade. I'm just going to do literally that much. I'm just going to blend it out between this brush here from Zoeva, and then after I've blended out a majority of it, I'm just going to go in with a beauty blender to take away any harsh lines. So now for the fun part. I'm going to be using this guy right here, which is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. This is a blush duo, so you're getting both the cream and a powder in there. This is what it looks like. So the cream is at the top, separated by this plastic flap, which is really handy, and this is the powder here. I got it in the shade She's That Girl, which is this really nice, vibrant pink shade. But in general, I feel like the images for this online are actually really different to what it looks like in person. Same with the lipstick, and I've also heard that for a couple of the other shades in the collection as well. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. So just a little bit about this blush before I get right into the application portion. You get 6 grams of cream and 4 grams of the powder blush, so it's quite a generous amount. So because Patrick Ta is not available in Australia just yet, I got mine from Cult Beauty for £30, which is a really good way to ship internationally. But if you are in the US, you can also get this from Sephora US for $34, and you can also get it from Patrick Ta's website. So while I was doing research for this product online, I came across a demo video from Patrick Ta, and he actually suggests using the powder first and then the cream over top. And I thought that was really, really interesting, because I've always been taught that you should never put liquids or creams over top of a powder, because it can make the makeup look really cakey and sort of break up the makeup as well. So what I think I'm going to do is do that method on this cheek here. So I'm going to do powder first, then cream, and on this cheek here, I'm going to do cream, then powder, and then I'm going to compare the two and see if there's any differences. Okay, so I'm going to pick up some of that powder. That's how much I've picked up on the brush. Might just tap off the excess just in case it's a bit too pigmented. And I'm going to sort of focus the application like on the backs of my cheeks here and bringing it up to the cheekbone, because I do want the blush to be quite a statement. Oh, you can definitely see that color. It's a really nice, fresh looking pink, almost cool toned. So this is what just the powder looks like, and I actually just really like that on its own, but I am going to try and layer it with the cream. And in the demo video, Patrick Ta suggests using a damp beauty blender, so just cleaned off my beauty blender using the Beauty Blender Solid Soap. I'm gonna pick up some of that cream pigment. I can't see how much I'm using because the beauty blender is obviously pink as well. Hopefully that's okay. I'm just gonna pounce that over top. Oh, I can definitely see a sheen from that. Yeah, that looks really, really gorgeous. I'm just gonna build it up a little bit more because I do want the cheeks to be quite a big statement. So I'm just gonna pick up my mirror here and inspect up close. And I don't think my foundation has been, you know, disturbed from underneath that cream blush. I think it still sits really nicely on the skin. It doesn't look, you know, ruined or anything, doesn't look cakey. But adding that cream over top definitely looks really nice and fresh. You can see that sheen it has. So yeah, so far I'm really happy with this method of application. So I'm now gonna do the opposite of what I did on this side on this cheek here. So I'm gonna do cream first with the Beauty Blender, dabbing that on. This is also really interesting because I am a cream blush lover, but I never really apply it with a beauty blender. I usually use a synthetic brush. So this is sort of like opened a whole new world for me of makeup application. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of that powder over top using that same brush and just tapping it in place. I'm just going to go over where I did all of that blush with the clean edge of my beauty blender just to take away a little bit of that pigment, because I do think I've overdone it just a little bit. But I have to say I am really happy. I'm not sure if it's just my mind playing tricks on me, but I definitely feel like this side has a little bit more of that sheen. But I think both sides are really gorgeous, and I am happy with both of them, and I'm really happy with the color as well. So yeah, so far I only have really good things to say about this. For highlight, I want to do something that sort of complements the pink cheeks. So I'm going to use this product here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the Pillow Talk shade, which I'll just do a swatch for you here. Really gorgeous, almost like peachy champagne shade. I'm just going to grab the same brush that I did the contour with, which is pretty much just clean at this point. I'm going to dab some on in that sort of C shape here. And then I'm just going to pat it out with the brush. So I'm just going in with the Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Primer, which is nice because it also conceals the eyelids as well and really holds on to the eyeshadow so you don't get any creasing throughout the day. So for the eyes, I really want to tie it into that monochromatic look. So I want to use a wash of pink all over the eye. I want to try and use this blush shade, the powder blush from the Duo, on my eyes, but if that doesn't work, I have a couple palettes here that I can pull from. To begin with, using a Sonia G Crease 2, I'm going to take this light pink shade here from the Huda Beauty Nude Light Obsessions palette, and I'm going to run that all over the crease and lid as well, just so I can really create that sort of watercolor-esque wash of color all over the eye. Using that same Sonia G Crease 2 brush, I'm going to pick up the powder blush from the Patrick Ta Duo and sweep it into the crease. I'm also going to build that onto the eyelid as well. So in all the inspiration photos that I'm pulling from, none of them had any eyeliner and none of them had any shadow on the lower lash line. So off camera, I'm just gonna curl my lashes and apply some mascara. So now for lips. In Patrick Ta's new Major Headlines collection, he has 4 new lipsticks with matching lip liners. I picked up the shade That's Why She's Late, and I also got the matching lip liner, but this is a blue based red, and I really like the name because if you do put on a red lip, you're probably gonna be late to whatever event you're gonna be going for. So I think it's a really fun, cheeky name. And again, I got mine from Cult Beauty. This was £28, this was $22, but if you are in the States, you can just get it from Sephora. So this is what the packaging looks like. It sort of matches with the blush with that rose gold mirrored look. And while I really like the packaging of these, I will say this lipstick feels a little bit just like cheap and plasticky, but it looks really beautiful. But I'm just gonna do some swatches now. So this is the color of the lipstick here. That's why she's late. Hopefully you can see on camera, because this is a matte velvet finish, the actual bullet of the lipstick has that sort of texture to it, or it actually looks like velvet. So that's really gorgeous. So that's the lipstick and the lip liner. You might be able to tell on camera, but the lip liner is just very slightly darker than the lipstick, so it should complement it nicely. So the lip liners do have that click up component, which his other lip liners do have. I personally really like this packaging, and I also really like the formulation of his past lip liners. So hopefully I like this one. I'm just gonna go in and just line the perimeters of my lips, using just a cotton tip and some makeup remover. I'm just gonna clean up the edges slightly. So this is what the lip liner looks like. I really like the shape of the tip of the lip liner. I think it's really easy to create a precise application because it does have that sort of sharp angle. But yeah, it's the same sort of creamy, long-lasting formula as his other lip liners, so I sort of already know that I really like this. So now I'm going in with the lipstick, and I'm just bringing my mirror a bit closer. Well, that was insanely pigmented and went on just in one swipe, if you saw that. So that was the easiest red lipstick application of my life. But the formula, it's matte, but you can still sort of move your lips around. It's not that powdery matte finish, which I don't like at all. But this feels nice and comfortable on the lips. And it was just, yeah, a really saturated color. So it literally went on in one swipe. So far, I'm liking this. So this is the finished look. Even though it is so far out of my comfort zone, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm not sure if I even pull off this look. I'm not sure what event I could possibly wear this to, but it is just really fun to play around with new makeup techniques and new makeup looks. So thank you very much to Katie, Jane Hughes and Matilda on video for the inspiration. I hope I did you guys some justice. So in regards to the new Patrick Ta collection, I have to say I really like every single piece out of it. The blush is really gorgeous. It makes your cheeks look really, really fresh, and the color is very vibrant and really like, I don't know, like it just sort of lights up your face in a way. So it's a really fun color. And with the lips, I'm so obsessed with this formula. I think this lipstick just feels so comfortable, and even though it's matte, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a matte. And the lip liner was really easy to use as well, so I'm definitely interested in getting more of these, possibly in some other colors. So if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I have a ton of really fun makeup and skincare content coming out, and also check out my past uploads because I've done a lot of luxury makeup reviews if that's something that you're interested in. And also check me out on Instagram. I'm way more active there than I am on here. I do fun things like showing you my skincare routines, doing get ready with me's on my Instagram stories. It's just a really fun time, and it's a really nice community to be a part of. And yeah, I will see you guys really, really soon. So take care.